Hey, it has been quite a while since I've done a video like this, and I want to update you on a couple of different topics. Dog. First, a quick recap of what happened over the past year, a little bit about how LiveOverflow is now a business since the start of January 2019, a little bit about money, like the Patreon, YouTube membership, ads, and sponsorship stuff, and then a little bit of an outlook into the future. So let's do a quick recap over the last year. In early 2018, I got really lucky with a couple of videos that catapulted me from roughly 40,000 subscribers to over 100,000 subscribers. That was quite insane. And since then I've seen a pretty steady growth, and then I got lucky again in November 2018 with my Raspberry Pi video. That video catapulted me over 200,000 subscribers and even now 300,000 subscribers. That was absolutely insane. So let's talk business and money over that period of time. Because as you can imagine, I've never thought that a channel like this would see this kind of growth. When I started, I was really realistic about this YouTube channel. I obviously looked at other hacking related YouTube channels and all of them were super tiny. However, there was Hack5, which had huge numbers, but their videos were also a bit more casual and much more easily approachable by the public. So it was clear that their numbers are way larger than what I would ever be able to achieve. So I thought, 10,000 subscribers or something, that is realistic. That would be kind of cool. So I hope it's clear that I started this channel and also throughout the years continued because I enjoy just sharing knowledge and sharing my experience. This was my hobby that I put in a lot of my free time and money, and I never thought or planned or even allowed myself to dream about that this could actually make money. Now it's getting a little bit more weird the past few months. I have more daily views than Hack5, which is kind of odd, and I'm still obviously riding on the tail of the Raspberry Pi video. Also, this channel doesn't have the best view to subscriber ratio, but that's kind of to expect. The videos are very technical. I suspect a lot of people just subscribe because it looks cool, but are actually not that interested in the videos themselves, but that's totally fine. And, numbers have never really bothered me too much because this is not my job. I don't really care. There's not my livelihood attached to it. However, things are starting to get serious because the numbers do reach now pretty high numbers. And these high numbers still don't really make sense to me because other people in this community don't see the same amount of growth. It's really weird. But a fun fact I can tell you from my analytics is that all of this growth is due to the YouTube algorithm. So for whatever reason, the YouTube algorithm really likes to share my hacking videos. Other external sources like Twitter or Reddit don't really matter. However, I obviously really appreciate it when people share my videos. If you share them in different subreddits like web development or other security subreddits, if you share them on Twitter or Hacker News and all these different pages, when I see a video being shared of me, that is so much worth more than the tens of thousands of views I get from YouTube recommending it to random people. So it's meaningful to me emotionally, but it doesn't really matter for the view numbers. Now let's talk about the topic that I never thought would ever matter for LiveOverflow, and that is money. When I was below 100,000 subscribers, the theoretical ad money was so low that I could just work 1 to 2 days in my freelance job and get a full year worth of ad revenue. So it really doesn't matter. So it makes absolutely no sense to get this overhead of registering a business, to claim that income, do all this accounting stuff, all the financial stuff, all the responsibility that comes with it. It makes no sense. After the 100,000 subscribers, so early mid 2018, the numbers started to become more relevant. The ad money was still in the lower hundreds, but that accumulates over the year and, could pay for, a laptop or something. This is when I started to think about, maybe I could register a business for this finally. The overhead that comes with the business would still not quite be worth it, but I also saw growth with the channel, right? So maybe in 2019 it will look differently. So I already started planning about creating a business for LiveOverflow and just see what happens. I thought I'm still pretty young and I thought there's a lot of experience I can gain if I try this business thing. I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur, And I can't stand those douchebags entrepreneurs on YouTube with their crappy videos trying to make random businesses. And then in the end, they just do network marketing or crap like that and call themselves like doing a business. I really hate that. And I hate all the stuff that goes into accounting and legal and all the stuff that is business related. And so for me, this is now an experiment playing around. In the worst case, this business will fail and I have just learned a lot. The important part for me is that I don't become dependent on this income. As long as I'm not dependent on this income, this is my playground. This is my sandbox where I can just try out something, try to build a business. And if it fails, I don't care because I have my real work that actually pays. So throughout 2018, I was basically researching a lot about all the business stuff that goes into this, how accounting works, the legal stuff, the laws around it, the financial stuff, how the registration works, all this kind of crap. And also which legal entities, because I'm already a freelancer and it gets a little bit complicated in Germany. The reason why I couldn't claim the ad money, even though I'm already a freelancer, is because in Germany, this freelancer is a special status that only allows me to do consultant work. So I wouldn't be able to claim advertisement, which is a business income, as this freelance job. That's why I needed to create a separate business entity. In the end, I decided to go with a really big business. Basically, I've registered a GmbH that is kind of like a limited or an LLC. And that comes with a lot of responsibility and monthly accounting work. It's serious business, no pun intended. Also, fun fact about the GmbH, it costs 25,000 euros, but cost is the wrong word. You put that money into the business, so the business has 25,000 euros right now and I own the business, so by indirection I still own it, but it's something, the money I had, this is savings of mine that I've put now into this business. I take this seriously now, right? I really actually try to make something out of it. And so it's kind of scary and it costs a lot of time and money and I lose out basically on freelance work, but it's also kind of interesting and, as I said already, I'm learning a lot. I can't tell you how much I resent and hate all this business stuff behind the scenes. It is really annoying. I just wish I could create and not deal with all this crap, but that's what it takes, I guess. And so it's a love-hate relationship right now. There are parts I do enjoy and I think I do learn a lot and I enjoy learning, but I'm also really scared and worried about all the responsibilities that I have now, and I'm really worried I do something wrong and somebody can sue me or something like that. So I don't know. If you would ask me if I'm happy or scared or not happy about this, I actually couldn't tell. There are days where I think this is really exciting and there are days where I question myself if this was really the right decision or if I just work like I did before and save that money and really put a lot of time into my freelance work and then take that money and invest in something else because, LiveOverflow basically doesn't pay much right now. So why would I do that, right? But I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. And besides all this business stuff, I've also invested just more time into LiveOverflow in general. I think my videos have become longer and I believe they have kind of become better. I try to cover more interesting topics and I think just generally stuff has improved. And I can also tell you that I basically haven't had a free weekend over the past year. I haven't really had vacation. Any kind of travel was always related to work, like traveling to China to the CTF or traveling to DEF CON, playing CTF there. Sure, it's fun and it is refreshing and it is a reset for my brain as well. It kind of serves as a vacation, but it was always kind of work related as well and always still concentrating on solving CTF challenges and all that kind of stuff. So all this planning phase kind of happened throughout 2018. And then at the end of 2018, there was the Raspberry Pi video. And here's another fun fact. That video alone made almost as much as all my videos over the 3 years combined. It's insane what kind of multiplications you get when you get up into the millions of views. So if you have a YouTube channel that pulls on average like 1 million views on a new video every month, you have a pretty good income. But of course, for me, it's a one-hit wonder, and I'm still riding the tail of that as well. And since then, it has been a gradually decline again in numbers, and I wonder where it will average in. But right now, it's obviously on average much higher than it was before the Raspberry Pi video. However, if you compare it to a salary, anybody working in IT, it's still way below. It's probably below minimum wage right now still. But on top of the ad money, I've also started the YouTube membership and the Patreon. I don't really advertise it much, so actually through those sources, I get a lot less than from the YouTube ad money. And you probably have heard that YouTube ads don't pay very well, so you can guess that overall it's not a lot of money that is coming in. But I appreciate everybody who decided to pledge on Patreon or signed up for YouTube membership, because I know I don't give you a lot of stuff back, basically not anything. However, you still felt like you want to support these free videos so that other people can watch it and help grow this and keep doing it. So I'm really grateful for that. And I think you deserve praise for that you paid for something that you don't really get directly something back for yourself, but you help the community overall. Now, when I put all of that together and consider all the taxes and stuff like this, I think I earn a little bit more than what I was earning as a trainee right out of school when I started studying, which is pretty cool actually, because that means that is an income that you can live with, you know, if you really strip down, if you live in a shared flat as a student, you know, I was able to live on that. So that is actually pretty cool. However, it does not in any way reflect my theoretical salary if I would try to get a job with my, 5 years of experience in IT security and a pretty good resume. So I really hope this doesn't sound too arrogant what I will say now, but I really hope you do realize that I am, a professional who has theoretically a high salary if I would, try to find a job. And I do earn quite well with my freelance work doing security consultant, pen testing, stuff like that. So I hope you realize that I'm not just a random dude in front of a camera making stupid videos, but that I'm actually a professional, right? And this is something I have to consider thinking about the salary, what I could earn. Does it make sense for me to make these videos or not if I consider this to be a business? I hope you can kind of appreciate that I take time away from my freelance work, so earn even less money to make these free videos. I don't need praise for that. I'm not looking for validation or that, it's the first time I kind of mention it like this. I just want the people that are now that many minutes into this kind of videos, it's a small percentage who are really dedicated, who are watching right now. So just kind of, to understand a little bit my thought process behind all of these things. It's just objectively how the world works with salaries and, the credentials you acquire and your resume and all that kind of crap, right? I don't like it too, but that's just how it is. So if we look at this objectively like this, rationally, like kind of like brutally on those numbers, then it doesn't really make sense that I would invest into LiveOverflow in this way. However, the difference to my freelance work is that LiveOverflow actually has an interesting potential. So my freelance work, as I mentioned, is consultant work, which means my income linearly scales with the time I put into. And this means there's a ceiling of how much I can earn based on the time I put into. LiveOverflow, on the other hand, doesn't have this kind of ceiling. LiveOverflow is a business and can earn income through different means, for example, the ads or sponsorships or whatever. And theoretically, it has potential to obviously get a lot of more money with less work. And so that's kind of my hope. That's a risk and the investment I take, hoping that I can get filthy rich sometime, And if not, then I have learned a lot and I still have my other very well-paying job, right? As you can see, the money is not enough for me to consider this my actual job, my real job, right? My priorities should be somewhere else. However, I still enjoy doing this and it's my little experiment, it's my little hobby business now. And so I do want to, invest and build into this. And so while the income doesn't really reflect what I would earn as a salary, it is enough to pay for other things. And as the first big investment that I want to make with the Patreon, YouTube ads, and the YouTube membership money is I want to pay a technical writer to turn my videos into articles as well. This has always been an issue of mine because I thought in a perfect ideal world, every video would have also a written article with it. I have zero time and energy to put that into it. But now I can take the money I received as a support for the free videos and put it back into creating articles as well. And I think moving forward, this is awesome. It will hopefully help with Google search and the discovery of the videos. It maybe draws in another audience that doesn't want to watch videos but wants to read blog posts. It's easier, I guess, to share than a YouTube video. I suspect that still a lot of professionals are a bit weirded out by subscribing to somebody on YouTube. So now you have a blog with written articles. You have, the snippets you can copy. It's much easier to follow it yourself by copy and pasting stuff and read it at your own pace, it's great. And then on top of it, you have the video you can also watch. So I think together it creates a really great learning resource. And I hope that over the months, when we slowly go through the backlog of the videos, and it will take a lot of time and a lot of money to go through all of these videos, but every new video should come with an article now, and we slowly get through the backlog. And then over time, I think this will create an amazing resource for IT security and hacking and stuff like this. I'm really excited about this, and I really hope that the patrons and the YouTube membership people also agrees that this is a good step forward and a good use of the money. It's not enough for me to buy a supercar anyway, so why not use that money to then instead pay somebody to help improve all of this. Oh, and by the way, the person that I've hired to do this is Pwn Function. He has also a YouTube channel, and I had asked around a couple of people if they would be interested in, joining me as a technical writer, and he was actually making a test blog post with animations extracted from the video. And that's something I haven't thought about, but it's definitely the right choice, and I think it makes the videos better. And so I decided, yeah, let's do it. Let's work together. And so you should also check out his YouTube channel. He also makes great educational IT security videos. Not for long, but he's up and coming, I guess. And he has joined me now in creating these articles. Regarding money, there's a bit more to talk about. So of course I have the Patreon, the YouTube membership, and the YouTube ads, but obviously there's also the possibility for sponsorships. And the people who are following me on Twitter might have already heard that I'm kind of like playing around with this idea. And I've actually been in conversations with a couple of companies that are interested in sponsoring. But the problem is I don't want to advertise products I don't like and I don't care about, like shitty VPNs. So it's difficult for me to obviously find good partners. And then also I don't want to shill out for, a low price. These are commercial businesses that make a lot of money and might have millions and millions of VC money, and I provide a very large audience, right? If I decide to degrade the quality of my videos and put all my time into all this financial stuff behind the scenes, it really has to be worth it. And then again, it has to be something that I don't mind advertising. So I don't know if it will happen. Maybe it will happen quickly. Maybe it will happen sometime later in the future. But I think you can expect that at some point I will do some kind of form of sponsorships if anybody is ever interested in it. Besides sponsorship, there's another way of earning money that I'm considering. But I'm a little bit at conflict here because I always told myself I would make free videos and not gatekeep through paid courses. But then on the other hand, these paid courses wouldn't be magically free videos. I don't have the time. Those would be things to earn money with, and then I basically can fund the free videos. And I wonder, throughout my weekly free videos, have I done my part of, sharing free content? And then if I do the paid courses, it's fine. Also, the thing is, if I do a paid course, I consider more doing kind of like basic kind of introductory courses. And so the knowledge is already out there. There are hundreds and thousands of free resources to learn from. So I wouldn't really gatekeep in that case. I would just structure it in a different way and explain it with my words. But it's not like I'm gatekeeping that particular information. It's still readily available. And so, those are kind of the thoughts that I have. And I really am curious what you think about this. Would you be disappointed if I would make a paid course? Or do you think it's absolutely fine, I should do this? Would you be interested in a paid course? What kind of course would you be interested in? All these kind of feedbacks that you might have, I would be really interested in. And there's a small survey in that corner up there where you can just quickly say if I should do it or not. Related to these paid courses, but also in general for my own videos to improve on them, I would be really curious if you have paid for courses before and what you thought about them. So I would really love it if you can send me what kind of paid courses you have done and what you thought was really good and was bad about them. I want to do some analysis and research on the competition. So you can always send me any kind of feedback to any of my videos or questions or suggestions or ideas to LiveOverflow@gmail.com. But I'm specifically interested in your paid course experience that you might have. Especially, did they only do videos, or was there other kind of material or resources that were really useful or useless? I'm really interested in the negative kind of experiences. And lastly, there's one kind of annoying thing. So as some of you might know, I'm still in my master's degree. I have been procrastinating finishing my degree for years, mostly also because of LiveOverflow. And I really want to finish this. And actually, I've registered my thesis now, which means I have a deadline in less than 6 months to hand it in. And this is now my priority one. It has obviously priority over LiveOverflow, and it has also priority over my work that pays right now. I really want to finish this because it's kind of stupid to not finish it. And so I hope I can keep up the weekly schedule. I have worked hard and already produced a series that I want to start releasing soon to hopefully also get the other time covered. But if worse comes to worse, there might actually be, for the first time in a couple of years, a week that I might miss, or maybe just a casual video or something like this. But I hope you can understand. And then at the end of the year, it's finally over and my head finally is free of that thing that has been bugging me and has occupying my mind for quite some time. Now I have two last questions for you. Are you generally interested in these kind of behind the scenes topics? You know, for me, the business stuff has become now a major thing what LiveOverflow is for me. You know, the past year was full of that kind of stuff. And I have fun talking about this, but I'm not sure if these kind of stories are interested. I mean, most people have not subscribed for these kind of videos. So I'm curious, is this something you would like to hear more about, or is this something really I should keep to a minimum as like an update video like this that I, rarely do? And the second question I have is particularly for the people on Patreon, because on Patreon you can support me per video. So I can decide if I want to charge the patrons for a video or not. And obviously for my weekly videos, I say this is a paid video. However, for this video, I didn't press that button, right? It's a free video. No patron was charged for this. And I did that because I feel like this is not kind of what you supported me for. This is not the kind of video that you wanted to pay for. So I'm curious, how do you feel about this? Did I make the correct decision to not charge you for this? Because you clearly want to support the technical videos, not this rambling video. Or would you have been okay in generally supporting this channel and you wouldn't have mind an occasional update video, once a month or something like that? Let me please know about that as well. Anyway, thanks so much for sticking with me. Have a great day. Stay curious and motivated. Hack the planet and see you soon.